Hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. I am super excited for this particular blade. This is, the company that makes this knife is Scar Blades, and this is the Lil Hornet. This is an amazing little EDC blade, or light mini survival knife, you know, along the lines of an Azula or Zula 2, the BK11 or BK14, those type of knives. This is right in that same line, and I think will do an amazing job for you guys out there. Something totally worth checking out at a great price. So let's go ahead and go over the basics, and then we'll do some field testing, and it's just going to be an awesome review of an awesome little knife here. Basic specs for you is a 7-inch knife. 7 inches overall. You got micarta handle scales, 3/16 of an inch thick, really nice and thick, made out of 1095 high carbon steel, made here in the USA. Blade length, the actual cutting edge is 2.5 inches, and it is just over 3 to the handle. Micarta handles right there. Nice micarta handles, Kydex sheath. So, basic specs, that's what they are. Weighs 7.5 ounces. This is a beefy little Hornet of a knife. So, let's just kind of talk about it here. Amazing belly, huge amounts of belly. Sorry, a little dirt from all the field testing we just did. Huge amount of belly. That's all the blade has is belly, man. And it slices and dices so well. It's got a flat grind, as you can see there. Not bad. I prefer full flat grind with a knife of this size, but it does a great job. Razor hair popping sharp out of the box. That 1095 steel with that Duracoat on there so that it keeps it from rusting. Laser etched in Scar Blades and etched into the handle, Lil Hornet, the name of the knife. So, I mean, this is going to do all your little tasks, either EDC, they say it's an EDC, self-defense, or possibly even a hunting knife, all those different types of things this is going to do a great job with. The Rockwell hardness is 58 for the edge, and then they say that they don't harden it as hard back here on the spine, so it's a little more flexible and less prone to breaking and snapping, and it's not as brittle along the spine, but nice and hard along the edge, so you can get your good edge retention. And 58 Rockwell hardness is a great edge retention for this 1095. Good stabber too. Really nice, actually semi-delicate tip. I mean, you can definitely do some thrashing on it, but that's going to stab and penetrate really, really well. So you can really thrust in there and get in there and stab, so you could use this in a self-defense role if you had to. It definitely lends itself for that. 3/16 of an inch thick spine, really nice thick spine. You could use this as almost like a little mini pry bar, and just is great. Great for slicing, great for opening cardboard boxes, whittling around the campsite, and I'm sure for, you know, processing smaller game, rabbits, squirrels, birds, you know, maybe some detailed cutting on a larger game, but definitely little game stuff, awesome. It's going to do a great job for that as well. Going on here kind of to the handle, this is what's awesome about this knife is the handle is so large. Our large size gloves, you can see I have huge amounts of room left over, and it has a massive finger guard down here, so you could totally use that in a tactical, either stabbing, slicing, you know, all those type of things. Your hand's not going to accidentally ride up on the blade, but I mean, it's thick, it's big, it's micarta, bolted in, feels so good. This is one of the better feeling handles around, and for such a small little knife, it feels amazing. Fills out my hand so well. You know, those of you guys that wear large size gloves, so for those of you who wear either large or extra large size gloves, you know, those are how you got big hands and you like those little blades like the Azula 2 or Zula and, you know, even the Rat 3 and stuff. This is going to have a much bigger handle than any of those knives and feel much more comfortable in your hand. Got a lanyard hole down there. It's not really big enough for 550 paracord. You'd have to gut that out and pull it through. And then finally the Kydex sheath comes with this Kydex sheath. All their knives, Scar knives, come with this. Amazing. High quality Kydex sheath. Works great. Got a neck lanyard hole here so you could wear this as a neck knife. Clicks into place with authority. Not going to come out, no rattle. Huge thumb ramp so you can push right off. Boom, comes right out, ready to go. And has a Kydex belt loop. Fit any normal size belt with a flathead screwdriver, so you can loosen that a little bit and rotate this belt clip 360 degrees so you can carry it all sorts of different ways, and it's going to work great. It's going to feel really good. It's small, it's concealable, you know, all those different things. That sheath is amazing, and that's why I love it, is that sheath really adds to the knife. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cut to some out in the field test review. Testing it out in the field, and we'll see how it performs with wood and cardboard, EDC and survival tasks type of use with this Lil Hornet. All right, everybody, here is the Lil Hornet by Scar Blades. We're just going to do a little feather stick with it, just kind of show you how it operates out here in the bush. And you can just see there as I do this, man, it feathers and slices so well, so nice. Look at that, man, like paper thin as I go to town with this thing. You can see there, I mean, I'm just making awesome tinder for my fire, so I can start my fire if I needed to. And as I go around this piece of wood, I mean, it's all belly, and it is so good at slicing, cutting, processing wood. And you know, I got to tell you guys, as I'm doing this, for the mini survival blades that, you know, I'm talking like the Zula 1 and 2, SE3, Rat 3, the BK11, BK14 Escobar, you know, those type of knives, some of the really small tops knives. You know, they're great blades. I love them, but and I really have an affinity for those little, you know, survival blades, is what mini survival blades is what I'm going to call them. But this Lil Hornet has the best handle out of all of them. Nice and large, fills out my hand so well, feels very comfortable in my hand, and I can just do this all day long. It's not going to fatigue my hand, and man, I love it. Just slicing like crazy all day, all night, all night. This Lil Hornet is going to, you know, prepare your wood, slice, you know, just do the little tasks around the campsite. So, I mean, man, look at that. Look at how awesome all that stuff. I mean, that is going to really help me start a fire if I was in an emergency situation. So, the Lil Hornet does a great job when it comes to slicing and feathering. Okay, everybody, here's the Scar Blaze Lil Hornet when it comes to batoning. Now, this only has a 2.5-inch cutting edge and a 3 1/4 to the handle, 3 1/4 inches from handle to the tip, and actual cutting edge of 2.5. This isn't designed for batoning. I mean, if you have to, you can do little stuff like this. It is super durable with that 3/16 of an inch thick spine. So, I mean, if you can span it, it will be able to take the punishment in order to split the wood. You can see there. But I mean, 2.5 inches is really small, really small when it comes to batoning. But I know some of you guys love to do it, so some of you love to just take your little tiny mini survival knife out in the woods and go try and survive for a night. So, you know, that 3/16 inch spine, that's the thickest one on the market that I know of. Maybe Tops makes one that is this small, a knife, and that thick a blade. So it will split better than, say, the BK14 or the Azula, because those are 1/8 of an inch thick, whereas this one is 3/16. Now those blades, particularly for the BK14, you get almost an inch more blade length, which I prefer, but you know, this is not bad. If you can span it, it'll split it. So if you did need to get a little bit of kindling going, this Lil Hornet will do the job when it comes to batoning. Not ideal, but it will do it. All right, everybody, here's the Lil Hornet by Scar Blades. Just want to show you some more just carving, whittling, you know, just using it around, you know, either on a light hiking trip or just around the campfire. You know, this is definitely going to do all your light utility tasks that you would need done that a Zula 2, Zula, and just all those other knives, you know, the BK14 and 15, BK14 and 11 would do. This thing's going to be able to do it and feel much more comfortable in my hands. So I'm going to get out of the frame, and we're going to put this little baby to the test. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I mean, like butter. Whew! Man, I love it. Look at that thing. I mean, that thing just carves like nobody's business. You can just see there. Man. And that handle just feels so comfortable. So much bigger than all those other knives, you know, all those other types of knives out there on the market. I mean, this thing just slices and dices. And regardless if you're, you know, getting in there, doing a notching, you know, whatever, it's going to do a great job. All that belly, man, that belly rocks right there. That thing just slices wood like nobody's business. And I am totally digging that, and just amazing comfortability with that large handle that the Scar Lil Hornet offers you is just delightful. And I love every little bit about that. Man, totally digging that. Woo! So Lil Hornet is a stinger of a knife. Okay, so here's some EDC use with the Lil Hornet. Just chopping up a cardboard box. I got a few here, just so you can kind of see how this operates, how this works. You can see there, with the amount of belly and just the razor sharpness of the knife, it can really slice really, really well through man-made materials, cardboard. You know, it's gonna slice right through that stuff very easily. There we go. And it's holding its edge really well. This is the last test I'm doing before I'm done with all my testing. I've already batoned with it, already done tons of whittling with it, carving with it, and regardless of what I do with it, the belly is just amazing, guys. It just does such a great job. All right, guys, so in conclusion, I gotta say that this is an amazing little 2.5-inch bladed knife. Can't go wrong, US made, $10.95. Awesome in every way. I would say the only downside is the weight. That 7.5 ounces is really, really heavy. Just kind of give you some perspective here. This one weighs about 4 ounces. This is a Tops Tactical Safe knife we're reviewing as well. You get 1.5 inches more blade length and almost the same size handle, though the Scar handle is definitely better. This weighs in about 4 ounces, 4.5 ounces. So a lot lighter knife than the Lil Hornet, and you get much more blade length. That's really the only downside I see. Other than that, handle, slicing, quality, it's an amazing knife. Highly recommended here at Gideon's Tactical if you don't mind carrying a little weight for your EDC or backpacking, hiking needs. This Lil Hornet is going to be a home run for you. So, thanks for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.